diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Get rid of those sides, man. Fill up the whole screen. Have fun doing this stuff on the side, though. Good morning. Morning is Saturday. Saturday morning. This week went by fast, didn't it? So just me. A lot of good stuff. So welcome, everybody. It is April 3rd. Today we're going to talk about accepting our humanness. And of course, if you are here, please say hello. Please say hello, whether you're watching the rewatch or the live version. If you like something I say, put up a thumbs up or a heart, something like that. So fantastic. Oh, I should probably get rid of that banner, huh? All right. So it's kind of neat because the you can catch the daily reflection in 4 different places now. They're on my personal Facebook, group Facebook, YouTube, and our webpage. Something I'm very proud of. So the thing is it's not like it took a lot to do that, but being set up for it, or even having enough people to care to go watch it is kind of what took some time. So, the way that I do things, I'm a little different than a lot of the other people, and we all are. We all kind of have our specialty. There's other people out there that do what I do, and I would suggest listening to them. It kind of scares me when somebody tells me, Dion, you're the only person that I listen to. Whereas I appreciate that. I do. It makes me feel good. Okay. Makes me hit a little bigger. It's all right. We get our answers from God through people. And so that means we got to talk to varied people and listen to varied people. So I recommend that you don't listen to just one person, because you're not going to get everything that you need from one person. There's no way. That's impossible. So, all right, let's get on with this. I'm going to read out of ODAT first, of course, per as usual here. In almost every instance, the return slipper says, I stopped going to meetings, or I got fed up with the same old stories and the same old faces, or my outside commitments were such that I had to cut down on meetings, or I felt I'd received the optimum benefits from the meetings, so I sought further help from more meaningful activities. In short, they simply stopped going to meetings. A saying I've heard in the program hits the nail on the head. Them which stops going to meetings are not present at meetings to hear about what happens to them that stops going to meetings. Am I going to enough meetings for me? No. That's really going to be a personal thing. In the beginning, no, you're not hitting enough meetings. But Dion, I'm going to 3 a day. Still not enough. If you drank like I drank, which was all day, I try and hit meetings on weekends because I drink on weekends. Okay, so in the beginning, go to a lot of meetings. Okay, you're gonna count them. That's okay. Count them. Okay, I wouldn't even. I should count up how many meetings I went to in my first year. The first time I went through, because I went to 4 meetings a day for a year. 3 to 4 meetings a day. So, I was very busy. Glad I was 19. I wouldn't be able to do it, right? So what? It isn't really. Am I going to enough meetings for me? It's, are you going to meetings? Are you providing excuses to not go to meetings? Okay. Like your home group, man, those people are going to miss you. Okay. Whereas we do not shoot our wounded. We also don't chase after you. Okay. Because you need to want this program. Might a little bit. Hey, where are you going? What you up to? But if you don't answer us, we're gonna stop, because we want to work with the people that are willing to do the work. That's fair, isn't it? I do. Getting like a little shocky thing. God keep me on track of the program. May I never be too tired, too busy, too complacent, too bored to go to meetings. Almost always, those complaints are reversed at a meeting if I will just get there myself. My weariness dissipates in serenity. My busyness is reduced to its rightful proportion. My complacency gives way to vigilance again. And how can I be boned in a place where there is so much fellowship and joy? Today I'll remember, attend the meetings. All right, let's get to the good stuff. So, accepting our humanness. We finally saw that the inventory should be ours, not the other man's. So we admitted our wrongs honestly and became willing to set these matters straight. Okay. As Bill sees at page 222, which is page 67 of the big book. I don't know why they just didn't say. I'm going to go back a page, though, and start on 66. It is plain that a life which includes deep resentment leads only to futility and unhappiness. To the precise extent that we permit these, do we squander the hours that might have been worthwhile. But the alcoholic whose hope is the maintenance and growth of a spiritual experience, this business of resentment is infinitely grave. We found that it is fatal. For when harboring such feelings, we shut ourselves off from the sunlight of the spirit. The insanity of alcohol returns and we drink again. And with us, to drink is to die. Okay? Not only let's say you don't drink. Let's say you don't go back to drinking. All right? Look at me, I didn't drink. You're still going to be one miserable son of a bitch, man. Okay? You're going to be the same person. You're just going to be that person without alcohol, which means you're going to be miserable on top of it, making things probably even worse. And at that point, people will probably say, gosh, I wish you go back to drinking. Which is usually what we want them to say to provide us with the excuse to continue on with our behavior. If we were to live, we had to be free of anger. The grouch and the brainstorm were not for us. They may be the dubious luxury of normal men, but for alcoholics, these things are poison. We turned back to the list, for it held the key to our future. We're prepared to look at it from an entirely different angle. We began to see that the world and its people really dominated us. In that state, the wrongdoers of others, fancy or real, had power to actually kill. How could we escape? We saw that these resentments must be mastered, but how? We could not wish them away any more than alcohol. This was our course. We realized that people who wronged us were perhaps spiritually sick. Though we did not like their symptoms and the way they disturbed us, they, like ourselves, were sick too. We asked God to help us show the same tolerance, pity, and patience that we would cheerfully grant a sick friend. When a person offended, we said to ourselves, this is a sick man. How can I be helpful to him? God, save me from being angry. Thy will be done. We avoid retaliation or argument. We wouldn't treat sick people that way. If we do, we destroy our chance of being helpful. We cannot be helpful to all people, but at least God will show us how to take a kindly and tolerant view of each and every one. Not only that, but you're on the fourth step. So don't worry about it yet. Why is it that the alcoholic is so unwilling to accept responsibility? I used to drink because of the things that other people did to me. Once I came to AA, I was told to look at where I had been wrong. What did I have to do with all these different matters? When I simply accepted that I had a part in them, I was able to put it down on paper and see it for what it was: humanness. Yeah, the thing is sometimes we try and let the other person off the hook or try and get ourselves off the hook. But we all know it takes two to tango, man. It takes at least two people to tango. I'm not expected to be perfect. I've made errors before and I will make them again. Yes, you will. It's not a matter of whether you're going to make mistakes, it's what you're going to do about them. To be honest about them allows me to accept them and myself and those with whom I had the differences. From there, recovery is just a short distance ahead. Yeah, of course, and even with relationships with other people. Excuse me. It's a very good point. And then that's Brenda. And so, yes, we have to take a kindly view. So once we get through our 4-step, let's say we're done with our 4-step. So how does this apply to us? Well, we don't want to continue with that behavior. The whole point of doing the 4-step is not to get any more resentments while you're doing it. It's kind of the key. So try and we try and stay away from being the grouch and the brainstorm. So how do we do that? We do that by getting up every day and aligning our will with God's, aligning our intentions with the right things, right? I ask for a few things for myself from God when I pray. I ask him to keep me clean and sober. I ask him to help me stay open-minded and willing to do his work. So everything that I pray for myself is to help me be better, to help other people, or be available for other people, or whatever God has planned for me that day. He may have something different for me that day. I don't know. So, all right, guys, thanks for being here. I'll be back Monday for the daily reflection. Happy Easter, happy Passover. And I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Peace out. I love you and have a day. Bye.